Hey, what's up, YouTube? So I got a pretty cool topic today. This is a really good question. A friend of mine actually asked me. He was looking to how to try to figure out how he could make beats and record himself on a laptop, but what is his laptop capable of, and what type of laptop or computer or whatever he needed. And I've spoken about this a couple times before in like different videos, just like tidbits. And then I think I have one video where I kind of explain a little bit. But now in this video, I'm going to go a little bit deeper in depth and kind of explain to you each and everything so you know how to pick out any type of good computer to do anything pretty much for what you want to do. So if you want to make beats, you want to make music, do art, like anything. So just pretty much an overall how to pick out a really solid computer for your whatever your creative activity is, right? All right, so pretty much I got me a little list right here, propped it up. So let's go ahead and get hop in and get started. So pretty much like the main things that you're gonna need when you're getting a laptop or a computer or anything like that for any type of stuff, creative stuff that you guys are gonna do is there's gonna be pretty much like three main things that you need to have, three key important things that you need to look for in this laptop or this desktop. Um, so the first thing is the RAM space. So I know what RAM is, but this is the actual definition of RAM. So I got it pulled up on the screen for you guys to go ahead and check out, so you can see. This is what the definition of RAM. But RAM is basically the way it was explained to me is what move how quickly information can be moved and used through the computer. So like um, you want as much RAM space as possible that you can get everything that's in your affordability. But as far as RAM space, you'd want to look for something that's at least 16 gigabytes of RAM space or more. 32 gigabytes will do you the best. But RAM is essentially how much or how many programs or different things you can have running all at one time and it not, slow the computer down. So I used to have that problem on my very first laptop. I couldn't open up like more than like two or three VSTs at a time, or I had to like exit up out of them or like change some settings and whatnot. So to avoid that, if you have more RAM space, then it allows for you to be able to run more programs at one time. So a good amount is 16 starting out, but you want to ideally get something that has about 32 gigabytes. So a lot of gaming laptops and PCs have RAM space that is like 16 gigabytes, 32 gigabytes, and other computers have about that much. But your typical average laptop has about 8 gigabytes or maybe even 4 gigabytes of RAM space, so it can't do a whole lot. So all it can do is just get on the internet. Maybe you can type something up, a document on Word at the same time, and maybe that's about it. But running programs like can you also, yeah, you can see the bottom of my screen. But like running these types of programs, for my graphic design stuff, people, music stuff, and like any type of things that recording stuff, you're not going to be able to run all those programs on something with an 8 gigabyte or 4 gigabyte RAM laptop. So if you have a laptop, if you go and check out the RAM space and you see that you have one that has a lower RAM space, some laptops you have the capability to upgrade. But if you can't, then make sure when you buy a laptop or a computer, whatever you or a PC, PC, whatever, desktop, whatever you get, make sure it has a lot of RAM space, right? So out of the next component that you want to really be focused in on is a processor. So the processor in the computer is like the brain of the computer, or like if you're a car person, I'm a car person. It's like the ECU of of the car. So the processor is just how quickly it can actually compute and do these different tasks that they're asking the computer to do is basically from what I've been told. So it's basically the control center and then how quickly it is able to do all the controls. So think about it as like you got the brain right here. It's got a whole bunch of like I don't know lines that come out of it all the way around, and they all connect to different things in the computer, kind of like your brain would in your body. If you think about how your skeletals are your the nervous system and everything works throughout your body, how it's like it stretches far out and whatnot, how quickly it can pass that information through those different spots in the computer is essentially what the processor does, how quickly it can do it, and then efficiently it can do it. And there's different processors. I'm not super familiar with processors and how that actually what it actually does and like which ones to pick out. But as far as processors, some you would want to look when you're looking at laptops. I think they'll call them like the core processor, like Intel. Like mine here is a Core Intel i7, right? I know you have i3, i5, and i7, and the higher up that you go, the quicker and the faster that the computer can actually run. So I think you can get like an i9, and then there's another version of it, but I can't remember. It starts with an A or something like that. I can't recall. But you want to have something that has a high processing speed. So if you have a laptop that has 4 GB and it's an i3 or an i5, it's not going to be capable of doing this stuff as well if you have something that has more RAM space and then has a higher, processing chip in there. All right. So then the next thing that you want to be concerned about, this is the really one of the main things that you want to be concerned about, is the amount of laptop storage space that you actually have, right? So you want to make sure you have something along the lines of like, truthfully, if you're doing a lot of heavy stuff and you're going to be down like heavy workloads and you're going to be downloading stuff, big large files, you want to have as many terabytes of space that you could get onto this computer, along with having external hard drives or external you know stuff. You really want to have an external hard drive, something that is portable, something that has like an extra terabyte or two on it. You want something like that. But so again, the three main things that you want to look for is your RAM space, your what did I say? Your RAM space, your processing speed or your processing chip or whatever, and then also the storage that you have available to you to actually, save stuff and, put stuff on there. So like anything past like 2000 or 2 terabytes is going to be pretty good. So like 2 terabytes, 4 terabytes, the more the better, to be honest. You can't have, too much space to save stuff. The higher that you can, get on as far as your processor. So and all of this is going to be contingent on your budget as well. So that's another thing that I'm going to actually speak on, a little bit later on here into this, because I'm actually going to go over pricing on a lot of stuff. So I'm going to go over programs and things of that nature as well too. So you want to make sure that you have a good amount of storage, good processing speed, and you want to make sure you have RAM to be able to move all these things, right? So the next thing is, so now that you know kind of like the three main basic things that you need to focus in on, brand and everything, you can figure all that out. But those are the main things when you're looking for the laptop. That's what you want to be focused in on. Or if you're looking on for a, a desktop, that's what you want to focus in on. And if you build a computer, then obviously you kind of know a little bit more. All right, so the next thing we're going to go move to in this topic is talking about different programs, right? So the programs that you could go with are Studio One. You've got, um, you know, uh, dang, I can't even think right now. Studio One, Ableton. That's one that I know off top. What's the other one that everybody uses? Pro Tools, obviously. Dang, I can't think of the other one. But either which way, just get you something that is dedicated to recording music. If you're interested in recording music, if you're doing art, get something that's dedicated to doing art. So like if it's art, go ahead and get the Creative Cloud. If it's movie stuff, you'll have all that Creative Cloud stuff in there. If it's going to be music stuff, just go ahead and get you something that is dedicated to recording if you're going to be recording, right? And the reason being for that is because when you're using a program such as like FL Studio to record in versus something like this to record in, you're gonna you're it's not gonna be as capable, because you got to think the intent for FL Studio is to make beats. The intent for this is to record. So if you try to make beats in this, it would not be as successful as if you try to make beats in FL Studio. In my personal opinion, people probably do it and have tried to and can do it or whatever, because Ableton is one of those programs that you can actually do both in, and you can actually do both really well. So that's one thing about Ableton that you can, if you're a person that is like that and wants to use that. But I personally think if you're going to get a program, get the program that it's dedicated for. So FL Studio is dedicated to making beats, so stick with that, or whatever other programs that are out there for that, and then do the same thing as far as it goes with your recording software. But this is what I was using in my recording studio. I used it for like 2 years while I was in there. It worked out pretty good. I enjoyed it. It was a really good program. I still actually have it on the laptop, or my not my laptop, my desktop computer. So I had to have Mac towers, and I built the towers. So I put took the parts out, all these different pieces, these RAM, the processor, and storage space, and I upgraded it. I actually didn't personally do it. I bought the parts and I got a computer guy to do it for me, and he kind of gave me the basics and explained it to me. But it's been several years, so I'm a little bit rusty. So if I said something wrong, please correct me. So there's proper information on this video. I apologize. This video is going to be a little bit longer because I have to go quite in depth on what you guys are going to be looking for. So then the next thing that I was looking for, or I was gonna kind of go over is with Studio One. I couldn't find the price, but Studio One is fairly cheap. So it's like, for as far as programs go, you pay one time for this. It's 400 bucks, and then you just get the lifetime updates. Like I update mine. It's nothing, and that's it. It's just a one time fee. I know some other programs it's like maybe a yearly fee. I believe Pro Tools is like that, if I recall correctly. But I haven't really used Pro Tools, to be honest with you. I don't know a whole lot about it. I've seen it being used plenty of times. I just never personally used it. But you can just go to PreSonus website, PreSonus Studio One. I couldn't find the price on here without going through all the steps of purchasing it, and I wasn't going to do that obviously because I already have it. But I went to Amazon to just kind of show you. So that will also go to show that you can get it from Amazon, but you can also get it from actually stores like what's it Guitar Center and places like that. You can just go in the store and actually buy these programs. So like for people that are looking to make beats, FL Studio, you can literally just buy FL Studio right here off of the computer, download it, and boom, you pay it. Your one and done is 200 bucks, and that's it, right? But you can also go to this Guitar Center if you want to, and just go literally buy the box, the disc, and all the other stuff. Download it, put it on your computer, and go from there. And like I say, it's 200 bucks. You'll have to pay for your VST separately if you want to do that, or if you know ways to get VSTs for free, do your thing, and go that route. Next, so if you're recording, this is literally what I was recording on. This is the same exact setup. This thing right here, I was recording on and making anytime any song that I made with an artist and I recorded it. This is what it was made on. We literally just made everything on this. It's $200. It's literally 200 bucks. This is literally all you need. So if you want to record and start making music, recording other people, this is literally the basics of what you can start with. You get a little mic stand, throw that on the mic stand. You can use these headphones. They're not bad. These look like this is actually a little bit upgraded, more yeah, a little bit better upgraded version than mine. I was trying to see if it's right here. Yeah, it definitely is a little bit more upgraded than mine. So it's probably even a little bit better. But this I've recorded Smooth De Niro stuff on this, or Namco stuff on here. I've recorded I recorded Dresser with this. So what y'all hear when you listen to Dresser, I recorded this. When I've told people this story before, like be able to hear like if you listen in the beginning, you'll hear like the cord kind of tap the mic. It was this right here. It was this setup. We were in Young Band's house, at his mom's house. We record while he was on house arrest and everything. We recorded him. He stood in his closet over there. We closed the door, had it all set up. You know what I'm saying? Like with a little mic stand and everything. Was sitting like literally right outside the door like this, sideways, and like in a little chair, and had a little table. It wasn't even a table. It was literally like a bookshelf, like right beside it, and I was just recorded. And then I sent it off to somebody else. So it doesn't take much to actually achieve what you know what you want to do to actually make music or anything like that. It's just simply just getting the stuff and just getting started. This is literally the simple setup. I watched a TikTok the other day, and it had T-Pain in it. He had something just like this, some plain and Jane simple setup like this that worked out for him, right? So the next thing we're going to move to is I'm going to show you guys how to shop for a laptop. So I just literally typed in 10 best laptops for music, and these are the ones that popped up. So I'm going to show you some good examples of which ones you should look for. So like these laptops, you can actually look through all the specs and see like as far as screen size and whatnot. And this is all going to come down to your budget of what you can get. So get the best of what you can get for your budget, right? So yeah, all right. So let's look at this one. This is an Asus ZenBook Pro Duo 15 OLED, whatever. You know what I'm saying? This is the model, right? So it's a 4K, it's a touch display, it's an i9, like I was telling you. So the processor that's a high processor. It's got 32 gigabytes of RAM, it's a lot of RAM. It has 1 terabyte of SSD. So SSD is solid state drive. That's the RAM space, or not RAM space. I'm sorry. That's the storage space on the actual laptop itself. So something like this, and make sure when you're getting these laptops, or if you're getting or building a desktop or whatever, or you buy a desktop, make sure that you can actually upgrade all of these parts. So make sure it's your laptop is capable of upgrading the processor, of upgrading the RAM, and upgrading the SSD space. So that way, if in the event you run out of 1 terabyte, you can just upgrade. That's what I did to this laptop here. I have a Omen HP. I can't remember exactly the model. It says 015 on here. I cannot remember what this is, but it's an awesome laptop. It's got a really good refresh rate, so the screen is really good. I think it has 16 gigabytes of RAM, but it has a special chip in there that doubles it to make it take up the amount of space of using a 16, but it gives the speed of having 32, so that it doesn't work my processor a whole lot. I don't know. Oh, the processor is the i7, like I told you. So this computer right here is actually a little bit faster than my computer, and it has 32 gigabytes of RAM naturally. Mine has the 16, but it's chipped to make it work faster or whatever. And I bought it like this, like it is just completely stock. But I've since upgraded, the RAM space a little bit, and then it has, I think it has like 500 gigabytes of SSD space, and that's where I messed up. I got this because of the other specs on it, but I knew I needed more space, so I went ahead and got a uh, a portable hard drive. And what I did was I just made sure I downloaded all my programs strictly on the hard drive and everything, and run it all my programs off of the computer, and I save everything to a portable hard drive, right? And now since I've upgraded that, I save it on here as well too now. So then next you got this one. This one here has an i9 in there. It has 16 gigabytes of RAM, and it looks like this RAM. Oh, wait, is that DDR5? That RAM is the same RAM as this, probably. I think. I only know tidbits. So this that's your what is that called? The freaking I can't remember that thing. This I can't remember what that thing is called. Either which way, so this one is a i9, is 16 gigabytes. So this one is a little bit slower than that one. And if you notice, this one has an i7. It's got 16 gigabytes. So as you kind of can start picking these things out. So if you were to look at all these laptops and kind of go through it, you pick it based off of your budget. So if you wanted to find one that will fit your budget, the way that I would always kind of start with is looking at gaming laptops, and then just find the ones that's going to kind of fit your budget. And then now you kind of know the basics of which specs to actually pick. Now, I will say when you're recording though, and you're making music, is going to depend on what your programs that you like to use. So let's say you like to use Pro Tools, and you like to use something like GarageBand or something like that, right? To make your beats or something, you'd want to be on Mac. But let's say you use FL Studio to make beats, and you're using um, Pro Tools to record. You can do them both on Windows, but I believe Pro Tools works a little bit better on Mac, if I recall correctly. But I think Mac just works a little bit faster. I'm pretty sure you can do it on both. But I've seen more studios have Macs and have Pro Tools, and then have PCs and then have something different other than Pro Tools. Typically, is what I've seen in most studios. But I mean, just get whatever you're comfortable with, what you're familiar with, and what you like, what you can afford, and what you see value in. So this would be a really good laptop. The only thing I would say about something like this laptop is I would just make sure you upgrade the SSD and get more storage space. But I know this video is a little bit more on the longer side of things, but I wanted to kind of go in depth and make sure you guys have a good thorough understanding. So now you can go and shop at any store and have the basics of trying being able to figure out what laptop to look for. So if you're doing any type of heavy duty stuff like what I explained, making beats, editing videos, and things of that nature. Oh, that's another thing. If you're editing videos, it tends to work better on Mac. Mac is typically better for like sound development and like listening to sound and visual stuff, and it's usually better for what else I was gonna say, the sound, the visual, because I learned this in school. Sound, visual, dang, and I had it on the tip of my tongue, sound, visual, and like recording and whatnot, like making videos and whatnot, and editing and things of that nature, because it tends to work a little. They work a little bit faster, more efficient. PC is usually better for things like building programs, like literally making websites and whatnot, and things of that nature, hacking into stuff. Because if you think about it, uh, if you were to go into an office building, right, where it's a whole bunch of cubicles, are you going to see more Mac people with? Are you going to see that more companies that have Macs computers in there? Or are you going to see more people with PC computers on the regular basis? You're typically going to see people with more PC computers on the regular basis, unless it's a specialized place. If you're going to a place and it happens to be a music or design or artsy place, you'll notice it will be Macs versus a place where it's like what I'm explaining, like that type of environment where it's like it's more open to everybody, is going to be more PC because people are more familiar with PC versus Mac. So I hope that makes sense and kind of helps people understand how to find a computer, shop for one, even if they don't know anything about computers. Because I really just dumbed this down because I don't know a whole lot about computers. These are just the basics that have been explained to me. And I hope that helps you guys out to be able to find your computer and kind of give you an idea and wrap your mind around that, and everything like that. So that's pretty much all I got for you guys today, man. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, I know it's a little bit longer on the longer side, but I know this one will be very useful to people. So I'm not gonna hold you guys any longer. Enjoy your Sunday. That's all I got for you. Follow me on all my social medias. Milan Makes Beats. If I got it, you'll find me. If I don't, you won't. And that's really about it, man. So you guys take care. Enjoy your Sunday. Peace. See you next week.